Now the last one we have is the expansion rule. And the expansion rule is basically when you have a power raised to a power, but you have multiple terms or multiple components within each term. So let's take, for example, I have 2x squared y cubed, all of that to the fourth power. These are all multiplied together inside the parentheses. So I need to raise each one of these to that given exponent. So it's going to be 2 to the fourth times x squared to the fourth times y cubed to the fourth. Again, they're all multiplied together and they're all raised to that same exponent, so I have to put that fourth power on every term inside. So 2 to the fourth is 16. X squared to the fourth, that's power to a power rule. You multiply, gives you x to the eighth. And y third to the fourth, power to a power rule, gives you y 12th. So let's look at these two examples here. I've got 3x squared y 7th to the fifth power. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise each one of these that's on the inside to that power. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 to the fifth, and I'm going to multiply that times x squared to the fifth, and I'm going to multiply that by y to the 7th to the fifth. Again, they're all multiplied, so it's all power raised to a power. So 3 to the fifth power, you got 3 times 3, which is 9. That's to the second power. Times 3 is 27. That's to the third power. Times 3 is 81, which is to the fourth power. And times 3 is 243, which is 3 to the fifth power. So I've got 243. Power raised to a power, I'm going to multiply times x to the 10th. Power raised to the power times y to the 35th. And that is my simplified answer. So let's look at this example here. Same thing. All terms are multiplied. All are raised to that power. So I've got -4 to the third. And remember, put your parentheses times x to the -3rd to the third times y squared to the third. So let's do some powers. -4 to the third power means -4 times -4 times -4. So we're going to get a negative answer because we've got an odd number of negatives we're multiplying. That's going to give you -64. Then I have x -3rd to the third, multiply power to a power, so that's x to the -9th. And then y to this y squared to the third, you multiply, so y to the 6th. So that's one way to answer it. If you want to make all of the exponents positive, then we'll have -64. And the y to the 6th is positive, it'll stay on top. But what can we do with that x to the -9th? I can put it on the bottom and make it +9. So that's your answer. Now going back to the one example we had at the beginning, now that we've seen all the rules, let's evaluate how I can write this as an answer. So 9 to the -6th, I can write that as 1 over 9 to the 6th. And then you can multiply 9 to the 6th power out if you want to, or you can leave it as a positive exponent. So these are all of the properties of exponents and how we use them.